Hi and welcome to my channel, Ginger Ninja JK's Movie Reviews. I am Ginger Ninja and I review movies, particularly horror movies, as voted on by you on my Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, my handle is down below. Make sure you go in there, follow and vote on which movie you want to see me review each week. While you're here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for future content. So, without wasting any further of your time, let's get on to this week's movie review. Okay, so last week on my Instagram, I put up a poll between two movies, Office Uprising and the Belko Experiment, and safe to say the Belko Experiment won out. This is my Blu-ray copy. There is a few special features on here, including a behind the scenes, deleted scenes, and also the trailer as well. I actually really enjoy the opening sequence in this. It's really good setup for the Blu-ray. Now this movie came out in 2016. It was directed by Greg McLean from Wolf Creek and Wolf Creek 2 fame, written by James Gunn, who was originally supposed to be directing this film, but he did drop out for personal reasons. It stars John Gallagher Jr., Tony Goldwyn, Adria Arjona, John C. McGinley, Sean Gunn, Michael Rooker, and many, many more. So I'm going to put this out here. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, there will be spoilers ahead. So the plot involves a twisted social experiment where 80 Americans are locked down in their high-rise corporate office in Colombia and ordered by a voice over the intercom to participate in a game of kill or be killed. So I chose these two movies because I really enjoy the office space environment. Work in an office myself, so it was an interesting take, and I just went back to work after a couple of weeks off. So what I really enjoyed about this movie was the cast. It is a top-notch cast, really great cast, with a lot of James Gunn's regulars like Sean Gunn, Michael Rooker, and many, many more, including Greg Henry, who I'll discuss in a moment. The pacing of the film was really well done. It doesn't take long to introduce the main characters, and it develops them through the movie as well, and along the way you do see changes in some of the characters. But it gets right into the heart of the action very quickly, setting it up along the way. Like at the start of it, you see some things, you know something's going on. So it definitely sets up that kind of feel for the movie. You know something's going on. You're not quite sure what, but within the first 10 minutes, bang, it starts. The violence of this film, it's very brutal. There are three scenes in particular, which I'll discuss later, but it's very, very violent. So it's definitely not for the faint of heart. The setting, like I mentioned, I work in an office myself, so I know it can be quite claustrophobic. Especially when the building shuts down. This building goes into lockdown, so it goes you don't get any outside light, you've only got the lights from the building itself, and it creates that feeling of being trapped, in which case these characters are, so it does that quite successfully. Some of the things I don't like about it, and this is the main one that I don't like about it, is the ending. Now this is where they introduce Greg Henry. Now he was also in Office Uprising, and he is fairly semi-regular with James Gunn's work. But I felt that this was trying too hard to give him a reason and an explanation to what was going on. This is something that could have been left as a bit of a mystery, and I don't feel they needed to push the whole we're conducting a social experiment thing and we're scientists, we operate outside the bounds of normality. I would have preferred to be a little bit of a mystery left there. And there is still somewhat, but I don't think it was needed. It cheapened the ending for me. and it took away from what the actual characters went through and the surviving character, what he went through. But that's my thought. The other thing I didn't like about it was before the screen fades to black, the camera pans out to a wall of monitors where similar or the same experiments are happening all across the world at various offices. And it looks as though they wanted to expand on that, maybe make it into sequels, maybe do it a bit of a franchise or whatever kind of, but nothing ever happened to it. And I just did not like the way that ended. I felt having a little bit of a mystery there would have been better. Now, some of the best scenes of this movie where they're given an option to kill 30 people or 60 people will die. And then all of a sudden, a mass killing spree just starts. The lights go red, everything. It's very effective, very brutal. And two of the main antagonists in the office setting, John C. McGinley and Tony Goldwyn's characters, the death of Wendell, his death is just brutal with an axe to the face, that's full on. And Tony Goldwyn, his character Barry, death by tape dispenser. So, gotta admit, didn't see that method coming, but it's a very, very effective and very brutal way to kill off that character. Overall, originally, when I first watched this movie, I would have given it a 7 out of 10. However, on a rewatch, I'm actually going to bump that up to an 8 out of 10. It's a great film. It's fast paced. It doesn't draw it out. It's an 88 minutes, so an hour and a half film, and it's straight into the action, and it keeps it going all through the movie. So highly recommend this film. If you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, it's a very violent film. So if you're into that, you'll like this. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you could, appreciate if you give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, would mean a lot to me. And also don't forget to hit up my Instagram down below, and make sure that you're voting on which movie you want to see me review next time. And if you have a movie that you would like to see me review, leave a comment. Happy to have a look into that. If I've got it, I'm happy to review it. Once again, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.
Okay.